It's not quite drone ambient. There's actually a genre called drone, which is more ambient. This is more like deep house, technically. Dig it. It's deep. We'll see. We'll see. If the energy level's too low, then I'll pick it up again. But he's taking us on like this trippy voyage. So more questions. You guys have gone mute. Talk to me. YOLO. Hi, YOLO. 1338. What is that? 1338? Is that like your bike lock combo? Is that your bank account combo? Is that your ATM card? Raxo, anyone else? SP3 Orbital, I recognize you. What else we got there? Howdy again, Glenn. And hello, I didn't say hi to you, Jedi Knights. How are you doing? We got any hands in today? So I'm gonna 4-bet here. I've been working on my pre-flop ranges, and versus this guy who's a strong player, this is clearly a 4-bet for me. And I want to break this into multiple streets. So we'll do 38 for half pot. If he raises, I can jam over his raise. I gotta check here. This guy's good. So let's look at our notes. This is an interesting spot. Merge 3-bet. We'll jam over quick 4-bet. So he will jam. Check call tank donk. Can check raise monster sizes and strength. Wide 4-bet include cold. Overbet river was 150% on scary. Snap call on flop. I don't think he has a lot of 5s in his range. So I think we can do like a $50 bet on the river. And we could probably call it jam. Yeah. It's hard to not look strong on the river. He's a really good player. For me, those are my most fun hands. Getting involved with, the better players on the site. His range there is just like jacks, 10s, 9s, right? It's pretty clear and face up when he checks back the turn, and he knows that, and he knows I know that. So there's just not much I can do. It's hard for me to have a bluffing range there, right? Because a lot of the hands I bluff, I bet that ace on the turn. Here's a more advanced play for you guys, or like something to think about for you more advanced players. Let's go back to that one. I challenge you to tell me what hands you have in your bluffing range on the river. Chiga, Jedi, what hands do you have based on the action, assuming you saw the hand? What hands do you have in your bluffing range on the river? Like, what do we have? What raises pre-flop? What do we do? Bets the flop, half pot, checks the turn, and then, ignore the size on the river. I'm just curious, what hands do we have on the river? They're bluffs. Like 7s? I don't 4-bet 7s pre-flop. It's just so hard to have a bluff here. I'm searching. And it makes sense. So here's some GTO for you. GTO has been our theme of the day. And this is an important one. I talk about this in my blog entry. If your range is strong, if your range is very strong, if you have few bluffs in your range, You have to bet smaller and smaller. That's just the way it goes. That's GTO. That's the best way to play versus a good reg. I'm calling here to keep the fish in. So I guess I have some 3-bet bluffs. Like, I'm sorry, I guess I have some 4-bet bluffs with ace-x. Kosin, do you know Kosin? Yeah, so I'm struggling to find a bluff in my range here. You know, 7-6, 8-7. Maybe I turn some 8s into a bluff. That's sometimes what you got to do, right? I don't know. I don't know that I'm 4-betting 8s. Like the lowest pair I probably 4-bet here versus this guy is maybe 10s. By the way, Chiga, you know we've been working on our ranges. This is a guy I'm merging. He's really good, so I'm merging my 4-bet range with. So 10s and ace-jack suited drop down into my 4-bet range, or drop up into my 4-bet range. So yeah, this is a tricky one. Like, what do I have as a bluff? I mean, that almost suggests that my entire range should. Well, for one thing, one cool thing about this analysis is it suggests that I can be checking the turn with. I can just go out of my way to take a different line that feels unusual and check the turn. I could take a hand like, let's see, Queen Jack, and just check the turn and bet the river, right? Because so I guess hands that maybe you're check folding on the turn. Again, Queen Jack is not. Maybe King Queen. King Queen might be a river bet. You know, King Queen of blue, King Queen of yellow. Those can become river bluffs, I think. What's this guy doing? I call. I'm getting 4-1 with a gut shot, and I always stack him when the jack hits, except maybe when he's got the flush draw and the flush hits. And we've got overcards too, so clear call. But I guess King Queen, King Jack, like those broadways that, you know, I guess bet this board. Yeah, I could bet the board. So I guess that's it. It's like my King X type hands that I'm 3-betting, because I like 3-betting King Queen, King Jack, Queen Jack even as a suited, and only versus this guy. These are not hands I would 4-bet versus anybody, but I'm merging my range a lot here. Interesting spot. There's some balanced play on the river. That's really what that's about. You know, if we take it from the beginning, it's not GTO because I don't think it's GTO because I'm using a depolarized range versus him. You know, so I don't know. It's not a standard strategy. I'll say that.